I huddled behind the pile of discarded crates, the damp wood digging into my back. A thick fog crept across the cobblestones, swallowing the deserted market square. The sickly sweet odor of rotting fruit invaded my nostrils, a reminder of the once bustling trade that now lay in decay. Through a crack in the rotting wood I saw her, a lone woman stumbling into the square. Dishevelled and wide-eyed, she clutched a blood-soaked rag against her wounded side. Her teeth clenched as she tried to suppress her cries of pain, but a strangled whimper escaped nonetheless. She slid down the moss-covered wall, her gaze darting left and right, terror etched into every line of her face. My heart hammered in my chest, a morbid fascination rooting me to the spot. I knew I should have looked away, but something compelled me to keep watching. A metallic taste of fear coated my tongue, yet I couldn't tear my eyes away from the unfolding nightmare. A second figure entered the square, his steps slow and methodical, like the steady ticking of a clock counting down to the final hour. His silhouette, tall and broad-shouldered, emanated an aura of dread that sent shivers down my spine. He stalked towards the woman, his movements predatory, a twisted grin carved on his face. My breath hitched as I watched the woman struggle to stand, her desperate gaze locked onto the approaching figure. She managed a feeble cry for help, barely audible over the howling wind. The villain closed in on her, an unnerving chuckle echoing through the desolate square. As the scene unfolded, my gut twisted with fear and revulsion. I wanted to intervene to save her, but my limbs were frozen as if encased in ice. I could only watch, helpless, as the villain raised his arm, a gleaming blade poised to strike. The woman's scream pierced the night, a haunting melody that would haunt my dreams for eternity. The villain's laughter mingled with her final cries, a sickening duet that left me trembling. As the woman's lifeless body slumped to the ground, the villain's sinister gaze swept across the square. My heart threatened to burst from my chest, and I willed myself to be invisible, to fade into the shadows. And then his eyes locked onto mine. In that instant, my world shattered. The fog, the crates, the very air around me seemed to close in, suffocating me. The villain's twisted grin broadened, his dark eyes promising a fate worse than death. The world spun, and I knew I was next.